years of coaching in a tradition of winning.
Under second awareness. Under the clock strike. There he goes a shot. They deliver it, and they get the W, setting up Indiana and Duke.
Dream matchup for us at the Garden tonight, and welcome back to New York. Joel Myers along with Dick Vitale. Indiana going up against the Blue Devils of Duke. Duke, the catalyst all along, has been Wojciechowski. What numbers? 19 assists over the first 4 games this year with only 2 turnovers. Langdon, Chappelle, McLeod, and Newton helping him out. And what a sensational class act they have on the bench.
Well, there's Coach K with his 2 national titles in 91-92. Got that serious look, that intense look. 7 Final Fours in an 11-year period, an 11-20 win seasons.
Starting 5 for Bobby Knight's Hoosiers. Mujezinovic gets the start. Mandeville also inserted in there in the starting lineup for Charlie Miller. Mujezinovic, though, for Jason Collier, wasn't really getting all that much done at the offensive end. And Bobby Knight, of course, a staple. 26 seasons at Indiana.
Well, you take a look here, 3 national titles. He's been in the Final Four 5 times, all kinds of 20-win seasons. And he really realizes right now that for him to get a supreme effort from his kids, they're going to have to do it defensively. And what he's doing right now, he's going with a little bit more experience. Mujezinovic instead of Mr. Collier.
We are ready to go. And Duke will control the opening tip. Tom Lopes, Joe Mingle, and David Day are 3 officials.
Quickness goes edge to Duke. They're a little bit quicker than Indiana.
McLeod missing his first try of the night. The young man who's back home, grew up just across the river in New Jersey, did not have a real good start. Didn't see all that many minutes in the semifinal game.
He struggled, tried to really impress right out of the gate. He's from out of St. Anthony's in Jersey City. Motion game right now, trying to get Reed free for some jump shots. Strategy of Duke is to really get up in his face.
Michael Lewis getting the start in the backcourt over Guyton. He's off the mark. McLeod struggling. And in the alternating possession arrow, it belongs to the Hoosiers of Indiana.
Make no doubt about it. Jason Collier will be a big factor in this game coming off that bench. If Indiana is to be in winning time with a chance to win, I believe Collier's got to be productive in the lane, not a no-show like he was in their last game in the game against Evansville.
Perfect starts for both teams. I mentioned 4 games for Wojo. Actually, Duke at 3-0. Indiana at 4-0.
Can you feel that excitement here? I mean, it's unreal. You can just feel the tension.
I don't think there's any doubt as we have a foul away from the ball on Mujezinovic that it is going to be an attendance record for the NIT tonight at the Garden.
There's a look at Jason Collier, Mr. Basketball. He's got a lot of good skills, great hands, good footwork. It's just a matter of him getting a little confidence and starting to believe in himself. Right now, he's playing against players that are on his level in terms of size. On a high school level, he didn't have to face that, so he's got to make a few adjustments.
A couple of very deep teams. That's why they can make the changes in the starting lineups, knowing that Collier's going to come in. Guyton will come in as well. Newton not ready for it. Out of control. It'll belong to Indiana.
How deep is Duke? Remember this, their leading 2 scorers last year were a guy by the name of Jeff Capel, 16 a game, and a guy named Ricky Price, 14 a game. They're sitting at a Pine right now. They're all Pine City, but they're going to get some PT, but they're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn your playing time. They didn't play as well as Chappelle and their gang.
Mandeville coming in with a bounce that Patterson really wasn't set and ready for, and another turnover, and maybe a few jitters. Both these teams in their biggest game thus far this season still trying to find out about themselves.
Another factor for Indiana, for them to have a chance to win, A.J. Guyton's going to have to be productive.
Chappelle picking up where he left off in the second half of the semis.
Well, they were on the ropes against Tulsa, and he knocked down 2 trifectas from out of Southfield, Michigan. Outstanding skilled athlete who can really run the court.
Good quick touch pass for Patterson. Mujezinovic, and now Mandeville coming up with the back of McLeod. So a 3-0 lead, 1:55 in for Duke. And they've got the basketball.
One area Duke feels they really have a little advantage is with their quickness, and they want to make that quick conversion from the defensive end to the offensive end. So look for Duke to try to get some breakaways. They feel they really have a little bit more quickness than Indiana. This kid's going to be a solid player at Duke. Very active, very mobile.
Young man Mike Chappelle from Southfield, Michigan. Will he go with a couple of threes to start the game? And Newton shoving from behind. Mandeville picks up the foul on the weak side. Indiana looking for the first points as they get it back 2 minutes and 15 seconds into the game. In the third place game, it was a 4-point win for Tulsa over Evansville, 55-51 earlier this evening at the Garden. Lewis unimpeded.
Well, you got to convert that. You got to make that layup count. Good dribble penetration by the diaper dandy Lewis, who was second in the running for Mr. Basketball in Indiana. He dished it off, and Zinovich comes up empty. Now his penetration, good dribble penetration, pulls up, has good control. You got to put that on the glass. You got to convert that. You got to make that count, Joe. This guy was the star of stars the other day. The little guy, Wojciechowski.
Langdon. He's got a three-pointer. 6-0 Duke.
He can shoot it. He can flat out knock that shot down. He's got that velvet touch. It's not going to be long before we see A.J. Guyton on the floor. They got to get Guyton on that floor.
Wojciechowski picking up his first foul, tenaciously guarding Michael Lewis.
Guyton gives him quickness. He gives him defensive ability, even though he struggled a little bit. There he is, A.J. Guyton. I love A.J. From out of Peoria Central High School. Peoria Manual, by the way, won 3 straight state championships. And 2 of their stars were thinking seriously of Indiana, but they finally decided, Sergio McLean and Marcus Griffith, to go to Illinois.
So Guyton, combination to the backcourt with Lewis Patterson. Good look at the basket from 15 feet away. They still don't have a point. Over 3 minutes into the game. Poured inside for Newton. Fought away. Tough one. And the rebound for Zinovich.
Having a tough time getting Reed any shots. They're really matching up. Their scouting report was to shut off Reed on the perimeter and don't let him get up over those screens.
Mandeville.
He came up big against St. Louis, had 10 big points against the Billikens in the second round game of the NIT. He gave him some productive minutes.
Out of La Cañada High School in Southern California, the Pasadena area, and a turnover for Duke.
I like this guy. This guy's going to be a star at Indiana.
Flat out flyer, Dick.
A.J. Guyton, superb quickness.
Newton off his feet, but Patterson can't capitalize. Guyton, the spin move. Look good.
What a great move. I love A.J. I love A.J. Going to be a special player wearing the red and white of the Hoosiers.
Wojo calls the signals.
Krzyzewski goes on and on with his praise about little Stevie Wojciechowski. He said he gives us exactly what we want out of the point guard slot. Good defensive pressure on the ball, and he's got that great emotion, and he really runs our offense.
McLeod over Zinovich. That's a big one for McLeod. He needs one early.
First transfer player they've ever had there at Duke under Mike Krzyzewski. Came from St. John's University. Played for Bob Hurley at the famed St. Anthony's program.
Good position for Patterson around the freshman Chappelle. And he finishes that one the follow away.
A lot of experience right there. Patterson versus Chappelle. Gives away a lot of experience. They're going to take advantage of that matchup.
Langdon early in that offensive set. And the rebound for Mandeville. 2-point lead for Duke.
Mandeville earning some playing time.
Patterson trying to give Indiana their first lead of the night. Newton wisely taps it over to Wojo. Guyton almost came up with the takeaway.
Wojciechowski sparked him with that 9-zip run at the end of the half against Tulsa. Tulsa, a very good basketball team. Steve Robinson's got himself a club that's going to create a lot of noise in their first year in a WAC.
Langdon had the shot. Leaves it for Wojo. He's got a good stroke. Hard off the heel. Guyton getting it from Zinovich.
1-on-5. Got to play intelligent. Back it out and got to run your offense.
Zinovich rejected by Newton.
Limited offensively. He's a tough, tenacious kid. He'll give you a maximum, but I think we're going to see Collier any moment. You're going to look for the general, go to the bench, and there he is, going to bring in the big guy. Massive substitutions. Fresh 5 waiting to come on the floor now for Duke. It'll be a new unit for the Blue Devils next whistle. Well, Mike Krzyzewski's going to have a war and practice every day, and that's how you develop a quality club. Chappelle left his feet, breaks there for Patterson, and he's fouled from behind by Sean McLeod. And an opportunity for Indiana to tie things up with Patterson going to the line. Patterson came out as such a highly acclaimed player, rated number 5. They're running that bench. We're going to get all these names, Joe. They're making this one OT or overtime. Do you mind putting them in the center tip-off circle so we can get the individual matchups? One of the keys right now when you think about Indiana, they love to get that at free throw line. Shooting 80 for 110, and their opponents only 24 for 43. One of the strategic maneuvers of Duke today in the practice session was to say we must cut that in half. We must minimize Indiana getting to that free throw line.
Patterson getting the first of two. 27 free throws in the first half for Indiana, the semifinal game. Didn't have that many in the second half, so a good adjustment by Evansville in that heartbreaking loss for the Aces. The Aces lost earlier tonight as Patterson tries to tie it up in the second. And a couple at the stride. Patterson has tied it up. 8-2 run for Indiana to even it up at 8 with 14-16 left in the championship game of the Garden. It's shaped up to be a close one, and it's exactly that so far. Just about 6 minutes in, tied at 8. Let's take a look now at how the two teams got here. First round win for Indiana over Princeton. The Billikens of St. Louis University falling to the second round, and then a buzzer beater by Patterson and a 1-point win up the Aces of Evansville, and Jimmy Cruz in a heartbreaker for the Aces two nights ago. Duke beat St. Joe's easily, like Vandy, and then had a real tussle, Dick, in the semis against a very deep Tulsa squad that won the third place game.
Well, they beat Tulsa. Tulsa out-rebounded. Mike really concerned about their rebounding prowess. In that game against Tulsa, they were out-rebounded on the glass 50-35, and that's an area right now that Indiana's going to take advantage of. Really get on the glass.
Jeff Capel, their leading scorer from last season, into the game. 5 fresh on the floor for Duke. Looking, Domzalski with Carmen Wallace free out top. Capel will keep it alive at the offensive end and takes a shot in the face.
He got hit in the face right there. Jeff Capel, a steady player. His freshman year, when they went to the final game against Arkansas in 1994, he made the All-NCAA regional team. Played brilliantly with that Grant Hill club. Lost to Arkansas for the title. Here's a look at the former captain at West Point. Came out as a second Louis. Resigned as a captain. Played for Bob Knight in '69 at West Point.
And you know, Mike told me earlier today, I said, what about it? You've only faced him 3 times previously. He goes, I wish it was 0. I never want to face him. He's a friend. It's just not fun going up against people that you work with. The charge is called on Carmen Wallace.
Wallace out of control, leaving his feet. Indiana does a great job rotating over and taking the charge. The one thing that's special also about both programs, storied in basketball, but you never hear about NCAA investigations, and all these kids really walk down the aisle that truly are student athletes. And this really epitomizes what the NCAA really wants to sell in the college basketball environment.
Graduation rate at both schools, absolutely incredible.
They got to get Collier involved. He struggled in the last game, only had a deuce.
Mandeville had a good look at the basket, 10 feet away. Capel going the other way with the rebound.
Capel and Price are really focused. I don't think they like sitting on a pine. Look for Price to have a big game.
Price with the pick, can't collect the 3. And he had a nice double pick on the left side, and a walk is called on Indiana and Mandeville.
I'll tell you why the win over Tulsa was impressive. Between Price, McLeod, and Capel, they really had like 4 for about 16. Price was 1 for 6, and Capel was 2 for 7, so that's 3 for 13. A dummy like I can even figure that out.
Almost 7 minutes into the game, it's tied at 8. Capel looking for his first point, so go to the line to shoot 3 as he's fouled over there by A.J. Guyton.
Your eyes want to deceive you.
Capel misses 2. He's got 1 more.
He's got a brother we talked about, Jason. Everybody in America is going to be chasing him. He's a junior down here at Prospect Hall under Stu Vetter. His dad will want him up in Old Dominion. His dad, the coach of Old Dominion.
1-point lead for Duke. Indiana in pretty decent shape when you consider they did not score over the first 3.5 minutes of the game.
No fancy defensive alignment, straight, tough, hard-nosed man-to-man.
Patterson follows his own.
Well, that's what they need out of him. They want AP to get a little tougher. They want him to be a little bit more assertive, a little bit more physical. He's a beautiful young guy, very bright. Loved talking to him yesterday in the lobby. Just a great kid. His parents can be very proud of Andre Patterson.
Indiana with their first lead of the night. Ricky Price tries to change that and does so.
He said, Coach, would like to give me some playing time? Come on, Coach, get me on the floor. Capel and I are experienced.
He's out of the Los Angeles area, Sarah High School. First points of the night for Ricky Price. He's only a junior.
Playing defense. They got Price playing Guyton. Guyton went right by him. Big time move, and then the slap and the foul on Collier.
He's had a tendency early in his career to get in foul trouble.
We're going to watch Ricky Price. We're going to watch him right now, right here. Freeze it. See, now he's going in here, but he's going to step out. We're going to watch him step out. He's going to, oh, he goes the other way. See, he went the other way on me. He went the other way on me. The telestrator let me down. He went the other way. Good little jumper by Ricky Price. Turnover City on the telestrator.
Cable with the penetration.
Nice
leaving it off for Carrawell, and the kid from St. Louis slams it home.
Nice penetration.
He's only a freshman.
Cable and Price have made 2 solid plays since coming off the bench. The pass by Cable and a big basket by Price. Good look to Carrawell.
Very hungry environment right now for the Blue Devils, as we have a foul on Domzalski holding on to Collier down low. When you send 5 in there off the bench, very healthy situation, Dick.
Cable did a great job getting into the heart. It's not only bringing 5 guys in, it's bringing in experienced guys in a tough conference. I mean, between Price and Cable, they averaged 30 points a game last year.
11:47 left in the first half. Duke by 3, the championship of the NIT.
We're going to take a look at dribble penetration and how Duke tries to get a triangle offensively with their people. We're going to watch right now. Cable is going to start penetrating into the lane. Freeze it. See, freeze it right here. Now here's the triangle. 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. So they got their triangle. Now look at these defensive players all coming to the ball. They'll be wide open here for a layup. Watch it right there. Freeze it. Oh, beautiful. See how everybody came to the basketball? The 3 here. Wide open. Make that baby. Take it to the goal. Carrawell. CC, Jam City from St. Louis. Oh, Charlie Spoonhour, how'd you let him get out of St. Louis? He said, I wish I had him. I wish I had Lauren Woods. He's at Wake Forest now.
Quick foul called on Domzalski out of the timeout, his second already. You know, there's 11:45 left in the first half, Dick.
There's another guy right there, Taman Domzalski, could start for a lot of schools, coming off the bench, has a lot of experience. So you're bringing Cable, Price, and Domzalski off the bench, and Carrawell. That's a pretty good bench. They can start for a lot of schools.
Charlie Miller into the game for the first time for Indiana. Normally a starter. Collier, jump hook, good look. Good look, spinning to the paint.
They needed that out of Jason. They got to get him going inside to get a little confidence. Had a double-double against Connecticut in game 1, 12 points and 10 rebounds. He's playing head-to-head on Domzalski.
And he's holding Domzalski. Collier with the foul. That's his second. What about Collier's footwork, Dick, at the offensive end?
We're going to watch Collier. Look at him. He's trying to be very active. He's trying to get position inside. Look at him lock it. Lock it in here. Freeze it. Right here. See, once he's got him on his back and he's inside, he shoots that little jump hook right here. He's in great shape. There's that little jump hook. See that? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. See, now he's a little active. Bobby Knight was putting a clinic on me in the lobby. Ray Tipton, our producer, couldn't believe it. Showing me how he's got to get Collier to post inside. People were watching this, Joel. It was unbelievable on Thanksgiving in the lobby. He was laying all kinds of post moves on me. He said, Collier's got to be active. This man's a great teacher. In fact, that's one of the greatest assets Mike Krzyzewski said he learned. The teaching ability and the utilization of time.
Newton against Collier, trying to get Collier's third, and he draws the third on Collier. Collier's only been on the floor for the last 3.5 minutes. He picks up number 3. He'll be right back on the bench.
And that's a real problem as they go inside to Newton. There's the experience of Newton. He's got him right where he wants. See, he hasn't had to play against that kind of size on a high school level. And you have to adjust to the situation. Here he is with 3 fouls right now, and yet he's staying on the floor. Kind of surprising.
They started Muye Zenovich at the post position. Mandeville at the forward spot for Charlie Miller. And Newton hitting the first of 2. Gives Duke a 2-point lead.
Greg Newton, a lot of experience, came from Canada, was highly acclaimed along with Joey Beard. Beard transferred, is now playing for Boston University.
Patterson flashing quickly.
Reed hasn't been able to get a shot. They have really done a great job in locking him up. They've really done a super job finding him as he's come off screens.
That was the point of emphasis in the Duke practice today we were at. Patterson, great position, finishes the play.
Great execution out of their motion game. A little high-low entry. You bring the ball to the high post. You have a little mismatch inside.
Cable long on the 3. And Collier with the rebound, taking it away with a good position on Newton.
If I were Duke, I'd go right at Collier to try and get 4, because I think he could be a factor big time here tonight.
Reed forced that one. He's been on the bench a while. He's hungry to get his own shots now. Drop it low. Newton over Collier's, working with three. Go right to the guy who can draw a fourth possibly.
Smart move right there. That's just intelligent basketball. Hey, but I guess that's why they got 1,200 on the SATs. These guys at Duke, I mean, it's unreal. You got to go inside, take advantage of that situation. Capel really playing Reed, fighting Reed, trying to get over those screens. You're right in his face.
Patterson, even with the hand of McLeod in his face, gets it to go.
Well, the scouting report on him was, let's play right in his right-hand side of his body because he likes to lean to his right. Let's go up there, but it doesn't matter. Patterson in good triple threat position.
Tied once again at 16. Ball poked away by Patterson.
Oh, that's hustle. That's just great hustle. I mean, that's super. Look at this.
Wojo gets it out of bounds. Otherwise, it's an automatic two for Lewis.
I mean, that's a coach's dream when kids are diving and hustling and scrapping to bring some pride to the jerseys they represent. That's little Wojo. And the bench likes it, too. Wojo looked like a fighter here the other night with cuts on his eye. I mean, it was unreal. We're going to watch the loose ball. I mean, John Madden's going to love this. I mean, John Madden would love this. Look at him diving and hustling. I mean, they're getting right after him, baby. Skin. I love it when they burn that. I mean, that's really a coach's dream when you see kids hustling.
Effort like that with Bobby Knight and Mike Krzyzewski for so long now. We talked about the winning tradition at the top of the telecast. Is the reason they're in the position they're in every year. They knock it away, but Collier stays with it.
Nice spin move. I go right back at Collier right now again. If I were Duke, I just keep bringing the rock inside until Collier can get maybe that fourth. I am really shocked at keeping him on the floor. Go right inside to him. Don't waste time.
Chappelle back out there now for Duke.
They know they got to get him out.
Newton, a little bit long. Charlie Miller with the rebound.
Charlie Mueller's a kid that has not given the kind of productivity they expect. Even with a great reputation out of Miami.
Collier put it to floor and lost the handle.
Duke was in the finals for Collier. In fact, it was one of the three choices that he narrowed it to were Indiana, Georgia Tech, where his dad played. Bobby Cremins is a dynamic recruiter, and Duke.
And Duke didn't do a bad job at the early signing period this year, getting Burgess out of Woodbridge Irvine, the big guy out of Southern California.
They got the B&B gang coming in. Ooh. Burgess and Battier. You talk about the B&B, B squared. They're going to be awesome.
Indiana by 2. That is their largest lead of the night. Led previously by only 1. Langdon back out there. And now they put Mujezinovich and Mandeville back out, taking over. For Collier's back on the Indiana bench with 3 personals.
Well, they made a good move. I thought Collier was really active, much better than what we saw the other night.
8.5 minutes left in the first half. Langdon almost loses it. Got a quick one on him, and A.J. Guyton.
Yeah, Guyton knows that he can't allow Trajan to get a good look at the goal because he's such an outstanding shooter.
McLeod for 3 with the shot clock winding down.
Rashawn McLeod, a good inside-outside player. They want him to rebound a little better. They think that he can be a little bit more of a power player as opposed to being just a finesse player, but they're really happy with his attitude and what he brings to the table.
5 points now for McLeod. Guyton elevates.
A.J. right in the lane. Tell somebody that kid's a freshman. He plays with a lot of confidence. And you know what's so special? He wasn't heavily recruited. He wasn't spoiled by the system. Michigan State got on him late, but not a lot of the big schools. Came from the same high school as Chris Reynolds, who was an outstanding defensive player for Indiana in '93. Their last great team with Chaney and company.
Hold on Mandeville as McLeod was trying to set up position down on the low block.
I think what's really interesting right now, if you follow a pattern or a trend, Indiana is not getting to that foul stripe like they've done in the past.
Second foul on Richard Mandeville. 17 fouls, so bonus time now, Dick, for Duke.
You know, Indiana averaging 27 attempts on the free throw line, converting 20. There's Quinn Snyder. Look at him. He's got his law degree. He's got his MBA. The kid is such an educated young guy, and yet he wants to be a coach. I couldn't believe it. I said, Quinn, what are you doing with all those credits and all those degrees? He said, I just love coaching. I want to get my doctorate from Coach K on hoopology.
McLeod capitalizes on the front end. I like what he did today. He was so articulate in breaking down what Indiana does offensively. And then Mike Krzyzewski said, do me a favor. If you take charges, I won't mind if you pick up 3 blocks for every 1 charge you accept. Just get there.
Well, the reason he wants to do that, and really he and I were talking about it, he wants the kids from Indiana to psychologically to think about the fact that they're going to have to be a little bit cautious going to the goal.
Duke by only 1, 7:42 left in the first 20. Well, welcome back to the championship game of the Chase NIT, and Indiana is getting it inside of the big guys.
Yeah, they're getting some inside productivity, and I thought Collier was effective. But I think the big story right now is the fact Indiana's only shot 2 free throws. Man-to-man defense.
And Luke Jimenez in for the first time in this tournament. He did not play in the semifinal game.
Played really well down the stretch against Connecticut.
The walk out front by Mujezinovich. But Jimenez is taken over in the backcourt for Neil Reed, and Neil Reed has been on the bench more than he's been on the floor in this first half.
Well, they really keyed on Neil Reed, and they really came after him, and he hasn't been able to get an opportunity to get some open shots at the goal. Also, you know, a lot of people want to know, I mean, I can't believe some of these scores. I mean, they're incredible, some of the scores we've been seeing this year.
Villanova losing.
Ah, it's amazing. Unbelievable.
Butler winning on the road earlier today at Tulane. A 1-point lead for Duke. They've got the ball. Langdon off the screen. Can't finish the play. What a putback by Domzalski on the move.
Nobody blocked him out. Domzalski gets a lane to the goal. They ran a nice little curl move for the jump shot. Playing very aggressive, both clubs defensively.
See how Jimenez off the bench handles it against Langdon. Also, Eggers in there for the first time tonight.
Jimenez was not heavily recruited. His dad was a coach, and liked some of the things they've seen in him, and ultimately gave him a scholarship.
He was an invited walk-on by Bobby Knight.
Miller's got to give him some offense.
Shot clock down inside of 3. Guyton has to go up with it. And Eggers almost got a break on the opposite side. Wojo leads it with Chappelle on the wing.
So I think Duke could really take advantage of this combination. This combination right now on the floor for Indiana is not what I would call one of their strongest groups.
Langdon having problems from the outside. The trailer, Mandeville. Good position by Eggers. Didn't even bring it back down.
Robbie Eggers on the interior. See, that's an area of concern for Mike Krzyzewski. The glass, rebounding. The one thing this group has is a lot of size out there with Mandeville and Harris and also Eggers.
Quick reversal to Mike Chappelle. He's got an open 3. He was hot early. Now Domzalski, another try, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 on the foul by Mandeville.
Domzalski really working very hard. Eggers had good inside position on a pre. Let's look at A.J. Guyton, a little shake and bake, goes between the legs, kicks it out. We're going to see the little jump shot, and then Eggers has the inside position. Look at that. Nobody blocks out. Everybody forgets about it. They work in practice all the time about blocking out, and kids just don't do it. Kids want to go to the glass, and they want to go after the basketball. There's the kick to Langdon, a little curl move, and now we're going to see Domzalski right down the lane, and he gets fouled. It's the big guy, Taman Domzalski.
If Duke could capitalize outside, they'd be up by more than 1 as Domzalski misses the first of 2. Duke has had 11 attempts outside the arc, only hitting 3 so far. Indiana, only a couple of trays, at least attempts at trays. They're 0 for 2.
Well, they've struggled all year shooting the 3 with the exception of Reed. He's their only big-time 3-point shooter. And right now, he's on that sideline. His dad, a coach down in southern Mississippi, coached as an assistant at Iowa State.
Charlie Miller, can he get it going? Been that way for him here in New York.
Wide open. Bob really frustrated because he knows he needs some points from that wing. See, they feel Miller would be much comfortable there, much more comfortable than he was last year playing on a perimeter. Oh, there's the zigzag. Good pass. I like that opposite pass. Good reversal.
Cable for 3.
Cable's becoming a jump shooter per se, as opposed to doing a nice little dish right there.
What hustle by Ricky Price, though. The ball on the floor, the block out by the big guys underneath. Price didn't quit on the play.
Well, Bobby Knight wanted a walk-in violation. Jeff Capel is becoming exclusive with the jump shot. So we're going to watch some penetration right here. There's the little dump down. Nice little penetration. They wanted to walk prior. Ricky Price has had some great moments at Duke. He's got that great athletic ability. There's the tee. There's the tee. Tommy Lopes not taking it. He stopped over the tee. Watch out, General. Watch out, General. He wants to know why. He wants to know why. Tommy says, I'm not going to share that.
The technical on the General.
So now we
2-point lead for Duke, and now they get the free throws first. Ricky Price with the bonus situation, and then the technical free throws on Bobby Knight.
They get 2, plus they get the basketball, so this could be a big, big possession. Put this down right now. It's 24-22, Duke. Let's see what happens. Oh, it comes up empty right there.
Not close, and it comes with 5 minutes and 11 seconds left in the first half, Dick.
I'm writing it down. I'm writing it down. There's the General on the sideline. Cannot believe it. He likes this team. He really likes this team.
Duke is only 5 for 10 at the free throw line so far. Well below their average. Make it 5 for 11.
He struggled yesterday on a free throw line as well when he came in. Not capitalizing on his opportunity. Capel goes to the line to shoot the tees. Nice stroke.
So now they are 6 of 13. And Capel comes through with a couple. So a 4-point lead for Duke. Their largest lead came very early when they were up 6-0.
This could be a 5-point possession. Could have been a 7 if they knocked down a trifecta. You're looking at a 5-point possession. They're really controlling Wojciechowski's penetration. He hasn't been able to get into the gut of the defense.
Price forcing that one, but Capel bails him out.
Price really struggling, trying to make things happen offensively. He's not patient enough, waiting for the shot to come to him. He's trying to make things happen that aren't there.
Quick reversal. Charlie Miller big enough to tap it away. And the loose ball last touched by Charlie Miller in Indiana. Great effort, though, by Miller.
Both kids made a superb effort going after that loose ball. Charlie was hurt in a pre-practice schedule with a groin injury. Missed a lot of playing time. We're going to watch a real good effort here. I mean, watch these guys diving and hustling and scrapping. I mean, both clubs really playing hard. There's a lot of respect with a capital R, baby. As Aretha would say, respect, capital R. You spell it.
Only 10 on the shot clock. Not a fresh reset of 35. They have to be aware of that, and Capel just looked up at the clock. He knows what's left. The senior with the follow in the paint. Tough one, and he gets it.
That's a great move right there. He got into the lane. He squared his body. Just didn't want to shoot the jump shot from a stationary position.
They match their largest lead of the game at 6 now. 28-22.
He could be an explosive player.
Patterson way outside. And Eggers kept it going.
Rebounding, really a problem for Duke. Giving Indiana another opportunity.
Eggers for 3. And Newton, the man that was guarding him, comes up with it.
One thing Indiana's done a good job is converting to the defensive end. You haven't seen many fast break opportunities.
Wild sequence with Eggers hitting the deck right into the man who was driving. Guyton draws the block. We talked about it. Langdon trying to draw the charge.
That's exactly what they worked on in practice. They said Guyton likes to take the ball to the goal. I want you to try to take the charge. And I don't care if you get called for the block, Mike Krzyzewski said today in practice. And there's an example. Guyton takes it up. He said he'll hesitate the next time. Psychologically, he'll think about it. And that was put together by this guy, the architect of the Duke program, Michael Krzyzewski.
Indiana has only been to the stripe. Don't forget what we mentioned about the semifinals. They went to the line 27 times in the first half, 30 for the game. As they get the opportunity now for only the 3rd time tonight. It was the point of emphasis in practice all day today. He said, make sure you don't send them to the stripe.
Well, good defensive teams don't foul. If you're a good, solid defensive team and you really play good position defense and you communicate with one another, you don't foul and give people opportunities to get a lot of free points.
Guyton gets a couple. We've got 3:43 left in the first half. Very entertaining first half. The NIT championship, Duke by 4. 4-point lead for Duke with 3:43 left in the first half. Joel Myers along with Dick Vitale. Don't look for any home and away series with Duke and Indiana. Mike Krzyzewski played for Bobby Knight at Army, an assistant coach there, took over for Bobby as head coach at Army, and they just don't like facing each other. Very similar, Dick, to the Jim Cruz situation.
Well, he was a grad assistant for Bob and that great team in 75 that lost only 1 game. 76, they went undefeated. They've played 3 times against each other, and right now the edge is to Michael Kay, 2-1. Beat him last year in the Great Alaska Shootout. Mike coming back from coaching after that year where he was out because of his illness and because of the back surgery. But there's a look at the matchup right there in 95, the Great Alaska Shootout. They beat him by 6. 92 in the tournament. That was the Final Four. They beat him by 3. That was the 2nd year consecutively where Duke won a title. And 87, that's the year that Indiana won it all with Steve Alford. In fact, that was Amica versus Alford. And that was the year that Steve Alford and Keith Smart made that dramatic shot to beat the Cuse, to beat Syracuse, who was really blitzed last night by Kentucky, 87-54. Doesn't look at Tommy Amica. I've said so many times, he really belongs as a head coach. He is ready, he is able, and all I know is if I was an AD and I wanted some young, vibrant, dynamic guy, I would call the Duke office. And Mike Krzyzewski told me yesterday, he said, please, he and his wife, Mickey, said, please, Dick, don't sing that praise of Tommy anymore. We don't want to lose him. We don't want to lose him.
Patterson on the penetration.
Andre playing well tonight.
He
really
did it last
well.
night. He not only hit the game winner, he had 20. He's got 12 already this evening.
He's got a lot of potential. He's just got to get a little bit more where he believes he's a star.
Carmen Wallace barging his way in right off the bench.
Well, he's a role player. He's a guy to look for some defense out of, some leadership. Any kind of offense is just a little extra.
Wojo picking up Geit. Reed ready to come back into the game like Carrawell over on the sideline. Eggers.
See Wallace,
time left.
Wallace right now matched up with Patterson. He's their best defensive guy.
And Patterson couldn't handle a left-handed dribble.
Deflections. They talked about deflections today at practice. Let's deflect the basketball. Poor shot, bad shot.
Very quick.
That's been one of his problems. Shot selection throughout his career. That's what keeps him from being a star. He's a very good player, a solid player, but he'd be a star if he had a better concept of shot selection.
Indiana taking a 20. That is their first 20. They can only carry over and a good timeout. They can only carry over with the new rules 2 to the second half. So using that 1 with 2:14 left here in the first half.
Well, Indiana's got a date with Notre Dame on Monday, and then next Saturday got that matchup with Kentucky. Kentucky so impressive last night against Syracuse, where they were 1 for 11 from three-point range. Today, Syracuse knocked down 13 to break a school record of 3.
Don't forget to join us. Dick is going to be there day 1. Wake Forest, the Demon Deacons, and Tim Duncan taking on Mississippi State. Day 1 Tuesday. Purdue, Kentucky, second game of the doubleheader at 9:30 Eastern. Then Wednesday, stick around. More great basketball on ESPN from the United Center in Chicago, UMass, and Georgetown, followed by Cincinnati and Kansas. What a doubleheader on Wednesday as well.
I talked to Gene Cady today of Purdue, talking a little about that matchup with Kentucky. Gene's got some good young players.
Geit, almost an NBA-type scoop.
Got some NBA players here tonight. Got a chance to talk to Walter McCarty, former Kentucky star, sitting here. I was teasing him. I said, you're sitting all the way to the right in the corner. I said, when Patrick Ewing was a rookie, he didn't sit there. He sat in center court.
Cable, Langdon, Wojo. Smaller lineup now for Duke out there.
Gotta watch. Langdon could score.
And Langdon almost created off the dribble there, but a foul on the rebound. It'll be, I believe, on Carrawell.
It's amazing that Indiana's hanging this close, and they haven't gotten any point production at all out of Reed.
Foul number 2.
Your scruff. Unruly.
Jason Collier sitting over there with 3 personal fouls.
Yeah, he's an assistant coach right now. Bob Knight didn't get him to be an assistant. He got him to be a player. Wants him on the floor. General has 682 W's. Just look at Jason sitting next to him, Ron Felling. This kid's going to be a special player at Indiana. Make no doubt about it.
Neil Reed back into the game now after that last whistle. And it has really been a slow first half for Reed.
Well, he's had a lot of Pine City, and they're really matching up on him. They know, they look at those stats, that he's their one guy that can make the 3.
What a whip for Domzalski. Give the assist to Cable.
That's a great play by Cable. That's what I talked about. He's got star abilities. He can do a lot of things on the floor. Created good opportunity with the dribble penetration. One of the keys to the Duke offensive set.
Patterson off the pick from Miller. Lost it. And it still belongs to Indiana. 69 seconds left in the half. Duke by 6. It has been that margin for the last 4.5 minutes. So Reed sits right back down. Obviously, Bob didn't like that half-court set that Neal was in. Lewis working out of the backcourt once again with Geit. Patterson, good bounce to the high post for him, and the reach in will send him back to the free throw line.
Well, he did a good job with an angle cut, flashing to the post and getting to the post. And that was really a nice move As we're going to see Capel right now, we're going to roll it. Capel's going to get into dribble penetration. Freeze it right here. Freeze it. See, he's going to draw here, and he's going to drive here, and this man right here is going to get a layup from Mr. Capel. You're going to watch the dribble. Here comes the rotation. There's the defensive rotation. He drives, he draws, and he dishes the rock. And Mr. Domzalski goes, thank you, Jeff. Thank you, JC.
Patterson after the foul now. 5 of 5 at the free throw line. Indiana perfect so far in the first half. At the stripe, they are 7 of 7. And Patterson with 15 points already.
His numbers going up. I really believe he should be an 18 to 20-point scorer. He has that kind of ability.
That is their first miss at the line tonight. So they're 7 of 8. Langdon very early.
Shoot.
Yes.
Let him shoot. He knocked down 6 of those. Coming back from that knee surgery in his opening game. Somebody better lock him up. Mr. Langdon's got that area code J, baby. He's on Broadway. He's in a Big Apple.
And by going early on that possession, guaranteeing a second look at the ball in this first half as Patterson works his way back to the free throw line.
I love the way Andre's asserting himself offensively. He's taking it upon himself, almost like a Calvert Chaney did when he played there in '93. When they had that outstanding club and had Alan Henderson not got hurt, they may have stood tall with a national title. But that was the year North Carolina won it all.
Neil Reed.
Hey,
on the bench so much in this first half. That's the shock. Not Collier over there because he has had a tendency early in his career to pick up a lot of fouls.
Well, Kansas beat Indiana in '93 and the opportunity to go to the Final Four. And I'll tell you, I was so impressed with Roy Williams' club, watching him on a tube in a Maui Classic, playing without John Vaughn. I can't wait for that matchup with Cincinnati. Roy has become one of the real giants in coaching, and he does everything the classy way.
We've got a good one for you tomorrow, the WBO Junior Bantamweight Championship. As ESPN continues our World Championship boxing tomorrow, Johnny Tapia at home in Albuquerque. He is 38-0 with 23 KOs going up against Adonis Cruz.
Wow, wow. We got a championship fight here tonight. We got Michael Kay and Bobby Kay. I mean, they had the tail of the tape today in the paper and the Daily News. They had that all down. Look at Wojo.
Wojo had a good cut man in the corner a couple of nights ago.
He was such a spark for them, or they wouldn't be here tonight if he didn't play brilliantly against Tulsa.
He had a couple of stitches. He took a couple the other night. He was a catalyst, though.
Well, Mike likes him because he does 3 things. He puts a lot of pressure on the defense, he runs the ball up the court, and he can make an open shot. When you think of Duke and all their success, they've always had a dominant point guard, whether it be a Tommy Amica, and certainly I thought the best point guard they've ever had, Bob Hurley, on a collegiate level, that he'd come any better in understanding how to be a point guard.
Patterson has done his best to keep Indiana in it in this first half. He's got 17 after the free throws. So now Duke playing for the final shot.
He's really played brilliantly.
Freeing up Capel. Goes up early and lost it.
Yeah, he forced that. The ball slipped out of his hand, but it wasn't a bad opportunity. He just hesitated.
1.4 left. Capel alertly, though, poked it away from Guyton. Otherwise, they had about 4 or 5 seconds to get the ball up the floor. Now Lewis. Price and Guyton at the buzzer. Not close. Duke dominated over the last 5.5 to 6 minutes of the first half after it was very even from minute 5 until 5 minutes left, the middle 10. It's halftime of the championship game at the Garden, and right now the Duke Blue Devils with a 6-point lead over the Indiana Hoosiers. And welcome back once again to New York. Joel Myers along with Dick Vitale. A couple of things accomplished by Duke in the first 20 minutes of play. Did not send Indiana to the free throw line all that often, and they took Neil Reed out of the game very early. Dick.
Well, in fairness to Reed, he only played 6 minutes. They got him out of the game, and really with him out of the game, they don't have a three-point shooter. When you looked at Indiana, everybody on that club has shot 2 for 22 from three-point range, where Reed has made 9 for 22. So the club really needs that three-point shot. They will not win this game without Neil Reed becoming productive. And then you look here at the statistics. You look at right now, Indiana, 0 for 5. Zip City, USA from three-point land. Duke 4 for 13. But really, fast break points. It's been amazing how both clubs have done a phenomenal job getting back in defensive transition. Take a look at this, the season and tonight on the free throw line. Indiana averaging, right, if you look at the season, shooting 120 attempts Their opposition only shooting 40. That's the amazing stat. But tonight, Indiana 90% for 9 for 10, but not a lot of opportunities. This guy can flat out teach and coach. You can say what you want. The bottom line is he knows how to put a team together. And we look here at Andre Patterson. He's a PT peer, baby, tonight. He has been brilliant in the first half.
Indiana starts with the ball. Our second 20 minutes of regulation. And a deflection right away by Wojo. That's what they were looking for as they pour it inside and finishing it off early.
I'll tell you, Patterson,
Andre Patterson
getting in really deep. I'll tell you, it's doing a great job, Joel, getting position.
Not there for Langdon. And last touch by Duke. Now let's not forget about Wojo and what he brings to the attack for Duke. He did not have a point in the first half of play.
3 assists, no
He had 3
turnovers.
assists, no turnovers, and now he's got 22 assists.
2 turnovers. Nice play. X, you got to convert that. You got numbers. You got to make that count. Look at
Patterson does capitalize underneath.
I'll tell you, he's a star. He's carrying him on his back right now. He said, I want to go back to Bloomington with a trophy. I want the championship trophy. I don't want silver. I want gold. He said, I'm trying to do it. Guys, help me out.
Quick 20. Mike Krzyzewski. 4 straight points for Indiana.
See, the guy gives it up right here to Harris, but he doesn't convert. Doesn't get that good 45-degree angle. And the ball loose. Look, Patterson says, I got it. I'm taking it up strong. I'm a star of stars.
Andre Patterson now with 21. He had 20 last night, including the game winner at the buzzer. He knocked out Evansville.
He made that fall-away jump shot on that baseline, reminiscent of the fall-away jump shot that won the national title in 1987. What a JUCO jammer by the name of Keith Smart. Put it down, and they celebrated all over Bloomington.
Wojo working against Lewis.
See, he doesn't really turn the ball over, and that's so important to an offensive set.
Newton getting his own.
Good second effort right there by Newton. Greg Newton very active on the inside.
First 2 points of the second half. And a 4-point lead. Don't forget about Collier with those 3 fouls working up against Newton.
Collier trying to get good post position, slide in, trying to adjust, going to lay that screen, now roll in. They had a mismatch, didn't get him the ball. Had a switch.
McLeod kept it away from Collier.
Should have got it right into Collier. As soon as they stepped out with Newton, he was inside with an M&M or a mismatch.
Chappelle available. Had a walk instead on that pass to McLeod.
Rashawn McLeod on that perimeter, taking that little extra step. He's got to take advantage of his post ability as well. He wants the drift to play too much on the perimeter.
Indiana gets it back after the Duke turnover.
It's amazing. Indiana playing a lot of minutes tonight without their star, their scorer, Neil Reed. You got to play defense if you want to earn playing time on that floor. If you don't play defense, you don't play within the system, you're going to sit on a pine. I mean, that's just the way of life. You know it when you're recruited by Indiana, and you know. Nice play.
High low. Newton with the block, but they'll call the foul. Mujazinovich looking for his big partner down there, Collier.
Yeah, they get a little contact inside, playing the 2 big guys. Now Newton has 3. So that neutralizes the 3 with Collier in terms of size. We're going to look at the high-low entry right now. We're going to see the high-low. Ball comes to the high post. Freeze it right here. See, right now, he's starting to get into post position here. And this is what we mean by high-low. A high-low entry. We're going to see the dump down, and there it is. And there's the contact with the body, but he gets all ball. High-low simply means a big guy flashes to the high post area, and another player flashes a post in a low post area.
Great looking stroke for the Southpaws. Collier has 6 now.
Took it right at him. Big foul. Write the score down, Joel. Come on, write it down. He goes out with 4, 39-37 with 18-18.
So Collier's sitting down. You would have to think Bobby Knight has not made a move yet. Yes, it'll be Eggers taking over.
One diaper dandy took it at another. Excellent play by Chappelle to take it right at Jason Collier.
Van Chappelle going to the free throw line. He's a freshman from Southfield, Michigan. Southfield Lathrop High School.
Oh, they got another dandy from Michigan, and Shane Battier. I read a tremendous diary that he gave to Basketball Times. A great story on his recruiting.
You know, we just saw Bobby Knight go over to talk to Collier. He knows, and you've talked about it with me before, he knows who he can lean on, and he knows who he needs to massage.
Well, he's been there for 32 years.
Thank you.
Sidelines, had a lot of success in his life.
Because so often we talk only about the times where we see Bobby a little red in the face.
Hey, let me tell you, I've seen Bob Knight do a lot of positives. And sometimes with his eruptions and his...
Patterson.
Oh, look at Patterson.
Top break, in and out.
He gets remembered by some of his tirades, but I'll tell you, there's been a lot of positives he's brought to the table. You sit down to guys that play for him. Isaiah Thomas says, now I look back at my career and I understand now the discipline he taught me.
And the loyalty factor as well. Chappelle for three. The scrum produces the ball for Duke. And Newton kicking away. He picks up the foul. Kicking.
Foul.
And Mujezinovic.
Yeah, that's not a heady play right there by Newton.
That is number 4 on Newton.
Not a heady play for a senior.
You
for
said
an experienced player. You're too valuable to the club. You got an advantage now. Collier's on the sideline with 4. Newton's got to know better than that to pick up his 4th in that situation. 18 feet away from the basket. That's a no-no.
He picks up his 4th only about 30-40 seconds after Collier picked up his 4th. So Indiana with an opportunity to tie it or take the lead. And now a technical coming up on Mike Krzyzewski.
Domingo with the tee on Michael Kay. Got to be careful. Don't want to get that second. Don't want ejection sitting. He's fighting on behalf of his players now. He just felt incidental contact laying on the floor. Should have been a no call. Look at the official. Turns his back. He turns his back. Day of the day. He said he turns his back, so I don't want to hear any of this nonsense.
So the big guys with 4. Coach K with 1, just like Bobby Knight. And Guyton gets 1 of 2, and Indiana has the ball. 26 years, 3 national championships. A couple of national championships at the opposite end in his 17th season.
Well, you got 5 national titles between both coaches. You got over 1,000 victories.
Patterson right around McLeod, who had to hold him.
I'll tell you, Patterson's becoming a much more aggressive offensive player, not a straight up and down player, looking for that jump shot. If you're going to give him the drive, he's going to take the ball to the goal. There he is in triple threat position, simply meaning you can drive.
Guyton hit it, and Indiana has the lead.
I'll tell you, A.J. Guyton's going to be one of their special players. Triple threat means you can drive with the basketball, you can pass it, or you can shoot it.
That is Indiana's first 3-pointer of the night, and it comes from A.J. Guyton.
That's only the 3rd by anyone else other than Reed all year long for Indiana. They're 2 for 27 after tonight in terms of shooting the 3.
Indiana by a deuce. Now Chappelle tried to give Duke the lead once again. Weak side, it's Lewis looking for the transition. He's got Mujezinovic. Mismatch inside. And McLeod with the rebound.
Mujezinovic has a tough time converting and scoring. I believe you'll see him come out of the game. Bobby Knight's going to go down. They've had opportunities. There's another 3.
What a stop and a look by Langdon.
Trajan Langdon's got that pure touch. NBN, nothing but nylon.
Duke back up by 1. Patterson with a 3 of his own. Still alive, Mujezinovic. Good look outside. Nice. And what a whip to Patterson.
Great play by Lewis. Great anticipation. I mean, we're seeing some superb basketball. This got NCAA fever to it right here. Hey, don't go away, baby. This baby looks like it's going down to the wire.
23 now for Andre Patterson. His career best came last year against Ohio State when he had 26.
This Reed sitting on that sideline can't believe he's got Pine City tonight, averaging 16 a game. Well, he played 6 minutes.
Wojo's yet to look as Domzowski is fouled from behind on the entry by Eggers. His second.
I talked a little bit earlier about the 3-point shooting of Indiana. It's hard to believe, other than Reed, who was 9 for 22 coming into this game, and the rest of the team was 2 for 22, but is now 3 for 27. That's amazing.
Are you currently on Medicare?
We're going to see the screen right now. We're going to watch A.J. Guyton as he pops up for the jumper. Freeze it! Oh, what a great screen in here. And look at this. See, he's getting confused. He's using this line here. That's the NBA 3. He's supposed to shoot it here. Watch it right now. We're going to see, there he is, A.J. Guyton. Look, he goes behind the NBA line and knocks it down and catches it. Now we're going to watch Mujezinovic with the hustle. Kicks it out. Now look at that. Freeze it. Oh, this was great anticipation to get the ball here that quickly and reversing the basketball from Lewis to Patterson. Lewis is a solid player, and the kid was a big-time scorer in high school. Scored over 2,000 points.
Led the state in his senior season with a 32-point average, and now a 20 has been taken by Duke.
Had approximately 900 points his senior year. He's got to start looking for a shot a little bit here with Indiana.
Duke led it by a half dozen. at the break. Now it's a 1-point lead for Indiana on a frantic pace for the first 4+ minutes of the second half. Well, don't forget to join us on the Deuce tomorrow afternoon for college football. It all begins at 12:30 Eastern. Old rivals, Mississippi State matching up with Mississippi. The battle for the bragging rights of the Magnolia State. Now, Duke, can they get it in? Yes, Price available on the baseline.
They need that out of Ricky Price. He's too talented to be sitting the pine, but he's got to earn those minutes and be productive. Excellent shot there. Did not force that shot. Took a shot within the realm of their offense.
Patterson jumping out. He wants it. He walked with it, though.
He's being played by a freshman right now, Chris Carrawell, from out of St. Louis, where he played with Lauren Woods, who will be a big star at Wake Forest. You gotta like that Wake Forest club with Braswell and Rutland, one of the premier clubs in America. Oh yeah, and they got a guy by the name of Duncan as well.
What's his name?
Tim Duncan. They put all his games on radio back at St. Croix. I got a call from Jim Simpson, a former partner who does a great job.
I know Jim well.
They wrote me a note, actually, and in the note he said, hey, I'll tell you, I live in St. Croix, Dick, how big Duncan is. All the games are on radio. All the Wake Forest games here at St. Croix.
Second foul on Lewis.
Jim was a pro's pro.
Carrawell helping out of the inbounds.
Take a look at the turnovers. They're low. Both clubs really playing excellent defense, protecting the basketball. Excellent execution for this time of the year, especially with clubs that are mixed with so many young players. Duke making a lot of touches, a lot of patience.
Wojo working against Lewis.
Wojo just going to run the offense, not force the action.
Price hit the last one. Didn't get that on the run, though. And the break is there for Patterson. Over and around Carrawell.
What a super move. He's the 3S man tonight. He's super scintillating, sensational.
Great look by Guyton.
A.J. Guyton made it happen with taking it off the glass and wheeling it out. He's a wheeler and a dealer. Little razzle-dazzle, RD time.
Indiana by a point.
Hey, Steve Levy, we got a good one, baby.
First fast break point of the night for Indiana. Carrawell drew the foul from Patterson.
This is the kind of game you just don't want it to end. You want to stay here all night and watch him play. Look at Andre Patterson. We're going to watch Guyton. He kicks it out. He says, AP, it's your night tonight. You're the star of stars. Take it home, big fella. You're awesome, baby, with a capital A. Andre Patterson.
Neil Reed comes in now with 14:32 left. Still trying to find it offensively. He has been shut out so far, and if you would have told me before the game, Neil Reed shut out for the first, what, almost 26 minutes of the game, and Indiana has the lead.
I mean, that's amazing.
That
blows my mind. That really makes me just wonder. I would have never believed that, because Reed is such a vital part of their offense. How vital? We watched the shoot around today. What name did we hear? We kept hearing Reed, Reed.
You have
Reed,
to be in his chest. You have to stay in his chest constantly.
Constantly. He was the talk of the Duke staff with their team getting ready for this game. Oh, not a good entry there. Had a bad angle.
Carrawell takes it away, though. Carrawell in the transition, and Price can't maintain his footing. Bad break for Duke.
Poor Ricky, just trying to play so quick, trying so hard, and it's just not happening. I think he's really pressing because he knows if he doesn't play well, he's going to the pond.
So now Reed in the backcourt with Guyton. Regular starting lineup basically out there with the exception of Collier. Eggers instead. So 4 of their 5 regular starters. Charlie Miller also out there.
Price really matching up on Reed. He's fighting over the screens, getting his face. There's a screen for him.
Reed didn't handle it. Off whose foot? It is going to be off. Indiana's Ricky Price. It'll belong or make it Duke's Ricky Price. Indiana will still keep it the offensive end. They still have 16 left of the shot clock as well. Inside of 14 minutes left.
A.J. Guyton is going to be one of the better point guards ever to play at Indiana. The best, obviously, is Mr. Thomas. Isaiah Thomas, maybe the best little guy to ever play the game.
Miller has not been close offensively in the 2 games.
No, he's really struggled, Joel. He's really had a tough time.
Domzalski, the quick reversal. Wojo not looking for it. Price for 3. Carmen Wallace a second chance. Took himself out of that play with nobody in his face.
Good rebound, though, by Charlie Miller right there.
The blocking foul, the body by Wojo out of the wing.
I hope the people at Indiana really appreciate number 25, because once he learns all the parts of the game, as I was talking to Bob last night, I said simply, let me tell you something, this kid is making some mistakes, which are obvious going to happen for a freshman, especially playing the minutes he's playing, but he's making mistakes in a winning experience. It's a lot different making mistakes winning than losing. You build a lot of confidence, and they are 4-0 with him at the controls.
Eggers gets Domzalski out of position, but he walked to do it. 9 turnovers now for Indiana. Almost dead even at the break. 6 for Indiana, 5 for Duke. They don't beat themselves.
Bob went to a play last night, went to see Coconuts about the Marx Brothers. I went to see Chicago, you went to see a little dance.
I did. Bringing the noise, bringing the funk.
Joel Gray, I went to see a little Chicago, Ray Tipton. Getting a mood for the holidays. You see this man-to-man Indiana defense giving a lot of help to one another. Certain principles to their defense. Put pressure on the basketball, help out, block out.
Good look by Domzalski against Eggers. He draws the foul and earns that trip to the line.
There are really 4 factors when you think of Indiana defense and you think of Duke defense. 1, harass the basketball. 2, deny the basketball on the wings, play ball you-man theory. 3, make sure you beat a cutter to the basketball. And 4, finish it up by blocking out. There's Domzalski with that up and under move.
3rd foul on Eggers. And Duke now 1 for 5 in the second half after that one by Domzalski. He's got only 9 of 15 at the free throw line in the first 20 minutes of play, Dick.
Nice stroke right there by Domzalski on the free throw line. Came from out of Albuquerque, New Mexico, with Dave Bliss. Congratulations, broke the school record with 176 wins, beating Bob King's record, former Bob Knight assistant.
Miller with the kick out. Patterson for 3.
Yes, sir.
He is just tied. He's taken a new career high.
What I like about him, he wants to take the big shot, and he's doing it inside, he's doing it outside, he's doing it in transition, he's doing it on the glass. Today, he is becoming the star that many people projected him to be when he came out of the Scholastic ranks from Texas.
Patterson takes it away.
Let's see, he's going to jam it. Let's see. Oh,
yes!
Hello! Hello! Yes, yes, yes! Jam City, slam jam bang! Dipsy-doo, Dunkaroo, Mr. Patterson becoming a star on Broadway.
Andre Patterson with 30 of Indiana's 50 points. A new career best for the junior from Abilene, Texas.
He's becoming sensational tonight.
Brings it to the feet of the Garden. Carlin Wallace in the baseline. Loses the handle. Titans here to take it. Here come the Hoosiers, Dick. Poured inside to Eggers. Gets around Domzalski and draws the foul.
That bench is really jubilant, that Indiana bench. They know they're playing really well with a lot of emotion and intensity, something that was lacking 48 hours ago when it was taken right to the last second by the University of Evansville, the Purple Aces.
Domzalski picking up his 3rd. Patterson the story with 30. New career best already. Indiana enjoying their largest lead. They're up by 5 now with 11:51 left in the second half of the NIT championship. Zinovich doing a phenomenal job at both ends of the floor, Dick.
Hey, Joe, little things that really mean so much. Watch this right here. Freeze this. Freeze it. Right here. See this screen? He's going to curl in this area, and it's all created by that screen. Little things that lead to winning. Patterson gets free, but Harris Zinovich did the job with the screen, and then on the other end, a double dipper went down and took the charge. You won't see that in the box score. Great effort by HM.
Long, long time. Better than 8 minutes, and Duke is hit a field goal. Zinovich gets the foul in the basket.
I'll tell you what positive minutes he has given that Indiana club. He really steps up strong, takes it to the goal with authority, and gets the conversion. I tell you, the way he's playing, he deserves to get a score. You're going to see the reversal. There it is. And now he sees the lane. They don't respect him offensively, so he's wide open, takes it, and converts.
His first basket of the night, drawing the 3rd foul from Domzalski. It won't be a 3-point play, though, but Indiana increasing their lead. It's at 8, their biggest.
And he's allowed right now, Coach Knight, to keep Collier out of the game with 4 fouls.
He's matching up with the very quick Mike Chappelle. Talking with a blue chip.
Chappelle got that
right around him. Nice look. Chappelle created it, going outside, taking it inside. Will they count it? Reed took the charge. Now they're going to call it a block. He said, let's go the other way. And they are going to bring it the other way. They'll give them the basket, and then Indiana and Neil Reed will shoot free throws.
Yeah, there's the makeup.
First field goal in the last 8:45, Dick.
Yeah, I really don't like that call. I don't like that call at all. I wish they would go to the NBA rule, and it'll either have a score or you have a charge. It's like that makeup call. It's a little political. You give the deuce on one end, you go on the other end and shoot the one-on-one.
So Neil Reed trying to get on the board for the first time this evening. Their leading scorer last year, don't forget. Or one of their leading scorers with a 10-point average. He was third leading, second leading returner. And he gets his first point of the night.
Good free throw shooter. He's got that nice stroke. Chappelle really showed that he can drive with the basketball. Last night he made a couple of big threes. Look at this, 1, 1, and 1.
Snake eyes, buddy.
I mean, they're running all over. A little picket fence right there. Can't believe it.
Reed with 2. Indiana back up by 8. Now can Duke get it going after that long dry spell that covered almost 9 minutes.
Who would have ever thought there'd be a +8 with Reed with a deuce?
Rice likes it off the dribble. Didn't get it there, though. Neil Reed after it, and he saves it. But Mandeville wasn't ready. Wojo, and there's going to be a reach-in on Mandeville.
One thing the Duke kids have to understand, there's so much time left in this game that you don't have to panic and take that quick first shot with that first pass. You can make that extra pass looking for the high percentage shot.
Fourth foul on Richard Mandeville out of Pasadena, Kenyatta, California.
What's great about these games also, Joel, you get a true test. I mean, it's like taking chemistry or it's taking right now trigonometry. You're not taking basket weaving when you're playing in Indiana to Duke. So you get a real true test score as opposed to getting the A in basket weaving. I had all A's in basket weaving.
You know where you stand immediately.
You find out your strengths, you find out your weaknesses.
Now Duke 17 of 31. Not normal numbers for a Duke squad at the free throw line. They've really hurt themselves there. Down by only 6.
They got to really come up with some defensive stops.
Pour it in for Mujezinovic, and he's fouled by Taylor. Domzalski picks up number 4.
Well, see, Reed now has to give a little scoring, especially with Patterson out. Guyton steady as can be at that point guard slot.
Make it the 5th on Domzalski.
But that's 5 on Domzalski. The other one was 4. Yeah, Tatum goes out. Plays hard all the time. Can't believe he was fouled. Tim O'Toole does a great job, so you got to play with your head.
Newton comes in. He's out there with 4. Let's see if they try to get Collier involved in the next couple of minutes. He's on the bench with 4 fouls for the Indiana Hoosiers.
I think he's going to wait till the last 5 minutes before he brings Collier. As long as he's got the lead, he can allow the low to sit there and have him down the stretch, have him fresh.
Mujezinovic doesn't get a break.
Really struggled last year as a free throw shooter as well.
Only 51% last year. Collier over there chomping at the bit.
Well, you know, a lot of big kids like Collier and Domzalski's only a south, getting the foul trouble.
You know, I can say chomping at the bit because Dwayne Lucas is on that bench.
Right.
Langdon, the penetration.
Nice drive by Trajan Langdon. Got right into the gap. Do the left hand move to the goal. Can utilize either hand.
Much better night for Trajan than the semis offensively. He's got 13 so far.
All you young kids, learn how to use either hand.
Mujezinovic walked with the ball.
See, they're trying to get a little too much out of him offensively. That is not his positive. His positive's to screen, to play defense.
The little things.
A lot. Exactly. All the little things that really lead to winning. He's not an offensive, polished player.
Duke back within 5 with the ball.
Got to get Patterson on the floor. Can't wait much longer.
Langdon available.
Can't wait. You better get Patterson. Langdon on fire. Langdon
it's a 2-point ball game.
Yes, here they come. Now the Dukies with their little run. You almost knew they were going to make a run. They're too talented. Patterson getting ready to come in.
2-point ball game. 6 minutes to go in the final, the championship, and another walk by Mujezinovic on top.
He's got to get him out. He's got to bring Collier in right now. The kid is pressing psychologically with those mistakes. I think time has come now for Jason. Now, how can I tell a Hall of Famer like this guy what to do? But then again, if I was sitting there, that's what I would do. May not be right, but that's my...
Patterson back into the game. Not for Mujezinovic, though. He takes over for Mandeville. Chappelle working against the much bigger Mujezinovic. Capel for 3. That would have given them the lead. It's still a 2-point lead for the Hoosiers.
I mean, Patterson really running the court. Look at his quickness.
Gets there.
I'll tell you what, quickness. He's got that acceleration. He's got that afterburner. Dwayne Lucas jumps up and says, I like it. It's like one of my horses coming right down the wire in a derby, baby, and they're hitting that wire. Look at him turn it on. Here he is off the screen. There's the little dribble move. The slide, the glide. Kiss it on the glass and count it. A.J. Guyton, G-U-Y-T-O-N. Remember the name. A star at Indiana will be this young man.
Huge bucket after the Blue Devils drew within 2. And Newton collects the miss. Wojo pressing the pace. Langdon throws it away.
Lightning, one of the most.
Turnovers almost identical. One more for Indiana.
I'll tell you, Patterson's got a certain gait to him right now that I haven't seen in the 3 years I've watched him play. He's got that feeling.
The cutter is Guyton. And he draws the foul on McLeod. Great motion offense.
Out there running their motion game. They've run that for years. Always looking for the good shot. Shot selection, moving the basketball, playing without the ball. Two things that are really familiar in terms of winning clubs. Playing without the basketball and playing in terms of movement of the basketball.
Guyton, after missing, trying to convert on the three-point play. Gets it this time. 13 so far for A.J. Indiana back up by 5, make it 6.
Nice
Couple of big ones.
Nice rotation on that foul line. What a diamond they got in that kid.
Rice hit McLeod with the perfect pass. It was a bullet though, and he's fouled by Neil Reed. Again, very early in the offense with 5:04 remaining. McLeod misses the second. Newton tried to keep it alive, but little Mike Lewis comes up with it over for A.J. Guyton.
See, Guyton's got a nice.
Mujezinovich gets the break on the roll after a great look by Guyton.
Great look by Guyton. Great vision. Mujezinovich staying on the floor. He's not going to Collier.
He's being rewarded by his head coach for those little things you were talking about.
Yeah, by the effort he's given. He's really played really so hard, and he really does such special things in their offensive sets by laying those screens.
Just came over the back of Newton. Newton has really had his problems at the line, making foul number 3 for Mujezinovich.
A.J. Guyton, now look at the size, look at the look. There he is, the great vision. Anticipates, I mean, wide open. Mujezinovich wide open. The factor there is Newton with 4 fouls.
He had his problems at the stripe last year, 59% last season at the free throw line.
Got to beat cutters to that line.
He is now 4 of 8 at the line tonight, Dick.
Well, right now you get to winning time when you get under 5 minutes, and part of winning time, special situations, the conversion on the free throw line.
Duke has been dismal at the line all night long. A break there, and they get one from Newton. But they're just barely above 50% of the night on the line.
Indiana use a little time now with each possession, looking for the shot that they like. Don't force the action.
They have not been able to find Patterson since he came off the bench. He goes to the line. McLeod got him early, gets away late, and gets the roll.
Doesn't matter. He's got it tonight. He's got the touch tonight.
38.
The ball bouncing his way. He's got that star's touch.
The look, and a good one at that.
Ricky Price with the drive in the lane.
He likes to scoop it up off that left-handed dribble.
Yeah, he really does. He loves to get in the lane as well.
Lewis with the penetration, the quick reversal. Mujezinovich again.
I mean, he's wide open. Nobody's even checking him. He's getting layups. They're finding him for layups on the inside. Newton's got to be a little more active and beat him to a spot.
8-point lead, 7 points for Mujezinovich. 3:45 and counting.
Oh, they can get the 5th on Newton. They can get the 5th.
He's gone.
Yes, sir. Trying to get post position.
And guess who draws it? Mujezinovich.
I had to practice this name. It could be a Smith or a Jones. It had to be Mujezinovich. Mujezinovich. I've been working on that name, I'll tell you. It's tough for me to handle, but this kid deserves to have his name called tonight.
You sound like you're doing a cheer there, the way you say it.
Mujezinovich. Mujezinovich. They're going to be chanting that down in Bloomington, Indiana. Newton goes to the sideline, fouling out along with Domzowski, so they're 2 big guys.
Gone. And now Zinovich to the free throw line, where Indiana's done an outstanding job. There's 16 of 21 so far. Talked about it just a minute ago. Duke only 19 of 35 at the free throw line.
Well, you know, Duke right now becomes a quick basketball team. We're going to watch Newton right here trying to get post position. See, there he is with the swim stroke. Knocks him right down. The official right on the call, David Day. Coach K, coach is talking to him on a sideline.
3:43 left as Zinovich goes to the free throw line. Big one.
He's had a big day today.
That is the biggest lead of the night now, Dick, for Indiana. They're up by 9.
Up 9, and with Collier getting in foul trouble, what a productive player this kid has been. And I don't just mean with the scoring.
The senior from Chicago hits the 2 free throws. The lead is expanded to 10 now. Keep it right here is Carmen Wallace. Almost lost it on the sideline. Duke can't afford any more wasted trips. And that was a flat attempt in the corner by McLeod.
Duke very small out there right now. They got to go to quickness and pressure defensively, trying to create some opportunities off their defense with this quick team.
Indiana by 10, 3:26 left in the championship. Been all Indiana in the second half after Duke had a 6-point lead, but Duke went almost 9 minutes without a field goal. And welcome back to the Garden. Joel Myers along with Dick Vitale, and there's the story right there. A career best for Andre Patterson. And Dick, he is only 6 off now. The scoring best in the NIT by Tim McAllister of Oklahoma.
44, yeah, McAllister had 44. I'll tell you, knowing this kid, he could care less about records. He wants that gold trophy and go back in Bloomington. And Reed has not scored here today.
2 at the free throw line for Neil Reed. He has not scored a field goal. You're right. And they needed a 20. Indiana to bring it in, leading by 10 with 3:26 remaining. Now, besides Patterson, the big story for Indiana, Harris Zinovich. He has done all the little things, and lately he's manufactured trips to the stripe, also freeing himself up on the low block for easy baskets.
When they had a great team, they had a kid by the name of Sloan. His father was Jerry Sloan, who's done a great job at Utah. And I'll tell you, you talk about a perfect role player. He was one, screening all over, so important to their offense. Look at this, we're leading at halftime last season, but this is last year. I mean, last year. We don't care about last year. This is different this year. This is a new year.
Reed
the difference is this year, the whole thing is changing. You saw there the difference from last year and this year.
The pressure. It paid off for Duke yesterday against Tulsa. We'll see if it works once again against the Hoosiers and Reed. Zinovich available.
Got to go meet the pass. He almost waited for that ball to come to him rather than step to the ball.
Lewis all the way.
I'll tell you, they're really playing well. They're really attacking the pressure, getting open shots against any kind of pressure by Duke.
Capel for 3. Patterson after it. He touched it last, so that's why he was diving after it. What a time for Michael Lewis to come with his first 2 points of the game, taking it to the distance. What an aggressive move by Lewis.
Yeah, really took it up strong. And again, he's a diaper Dan. He's a freshman. A lot of young players getting a chance to get a lot of positive minutes early in the season.
Deflected by who else but Zinovich. 3:07 left.
It's going to be
Indiana by a dozen now. It's 75-63 after that last deuce.
Quite a matchup next week we'll have on ESPN when Indiana hooks up with Kentucky out of Louisville.
Capel, they need a 3, a few of them. And Lewis comes up, almost attracts the reach in from Bryce.
Any play by Lewis, backing it out, slowing it down, utilize some clock, take that 35-second clock, milk it. Don't go to a stall, but you really want to use some time and go for the open shot. Oh, Patterson wants it inside. They're going to double him, maybe triple him.
He's got the size advantage with Capel
yeah,
on him.
Gotta get it to him.
Pour it back inside, and he'll go to the line.
He took Wojciechowski and Capel. What a brilliant performance. I'll tell you, one of the great performances I have witnessed in my 18 years sitting at courtside.
He goes to the line, trying to collect points 39 and 40. 2:39 left in the game. It was Hoosier heaven to begin with at the Chase NIT semifinals featuring Evansville as well as Indiana. So a great time all weekend long this Thanksgiving weekend for those in the Hoosier state of Indiana. 39 now for Patterson.
Bob and I was so funny last night. We were talking to him in the lobby, Ray Tipton and I said, where you going now? I said, I'm going to see Chicago. He said, I'm going to see Coconuts. He said, Dick, I got to go see something to laugh. He said, I need something to laugh at. He said, because I want to apologize for that win the other night over Evansville. We did not deserve to win.
Zinovich hustled it down. Guy better not throw it up there. 2.5 minutes remaining in the championship game, and Lewis hipped a little bit by Wojo.
It's amazing when you think about 1.2 seconds away they were from going to the sideline and playing in a consolation game until that fall-away jump shot to put him against Michael Kay's team here. And here they are with a brilliant performance against Michael Kay's team tonight.
Sports Center coming up with Carl Ravitch and Linda Cohn. I was talking to Ron Felling and Dan Dockich last night at the hotel, and they said, gave a little bit of a scare, didn't we, with 1.2 left?
You say you were talking to him. I was there with Howard Garfinkel and those two after you left until 1:30 in the morning. They kept me up telling me stories.
They told me. You closed the joint.
I mean, 1:30 in the morning talking all basketball stories. And you better believe you heard a lot of stories about the general.
Couple of free throws for Lewis. And another miss. Duke has not been able to really get anything going offensively. They went that 9-minute stretch. They've only got a couple of field goals over the last 15 minutes.
Really going for that three-point shot now. They're really shooting quickly.
They had the little spurt when they were down by 5 to get 3 straight, but that was it to cut the deficit down to 2, and then Indiana took over again.
Indiana using some clock, going to their motion game. Really so well drilled. Execution, really superb. Really came out here tonight with a lot of intensity and emotion. Didn't practice today. Didn't come in and shoot around Indiana.
Reed, a little bit long, and Price finding Wojo. Capel now. Mujezinovic backing up.
Nice drive by Capel. Excellent.
That is only the 7th field goal of the half, Dick, for Duke. So Capel gets the timeout after the bucket. It's a 12-point lead for Indiana in the championship.
Back in the 50s, sod farm.
After trailing by 6 at the half, Indiana has outscored Duke 46-28 in the second half. And welcome back to the championship game as Capel shoves Lewis down. He just hit a couple at the free throw line. Had a nice penetrating move, a driving layup a couple of minutes ago, and now the opportunity for more for Michael Lewis.
Came from Jasper, Indiana. Was highly recruited, but signed early with Indiana. Next year they get Luke Recker, a tremendous talent. Everybody's singing his praises. Spoke to Bob Hamill today, a noted writer who's retired now down in Bloomington, Indiana, replaced by Gary McCann, who came from out of Carolina. And we were talking, and he said, wait till they get Recker. Recker will bring some athleticism and some quickness that they really need. And I think the people are going to love him in an Indiana uniform.
Couple of more free throws for Michael Lewis. He's got a great stroke.
He's got that nice stroke, that left-handed stroke.
Langton way outside, even the NBA line. Now McLeod.
It's just panic time now. Everybody just letting them fly.
Wojo not close.
Brick City, USA.
Wojo losing the left-handed dribble, but it was poked away. And now
the kid that really played.
Minute 18 left. It's still a huge lead for Indiana.
The kid that really played well here tonight, and you have to play well at the point guard slot against Duke, is A.J. Guyton. He's really played, I thought, exceptional basketball. Coming off the bench, didn't start.
Another rebound for Mujezinovic. He's fouled. He'll go to the line. It'll be Wojciechowski, I believe. To the line, Mujezinovic.
Harris has been a star of stars today, too. He's really done a great job. He's been an excellent role player. Jason not getting back on the floor. I thought for sure with about 5 minutes to go, they would have went with Jason Collier, but he said, heck, I'm just going to stay with this guy. Look at him getting even a stroke now on a free throw line. Getting a stroke on a free throw line. Jason cheering for him.
Picked up his 4th foul very early in the second half, sat down, has not returned.
Look at this, knocking them both down. Normally a guy that struggles on that line. He's got that bounce now. You get that bounce, you know, when you become a star for the moment.
Indiana has only been to the preseason NIT, the Chase NIT, one time before. They won it back in '92.
You know, the amazing thing with the Indiana team, with so many young players, when you talk Lewis and Guyton and Collier all being freshmen, you're looking at a team that's going to get better and better as the season progresses. And with the winning experience of getting the confidence, beating teams like Connecticut. And I'll tell you one thing, College of Charleston, you remember that name, Johnny Kress. I said to our guys last night, I said, you watch that team, Kentucky better watch them. Johnny Kress has got an outstanding basketball team. I thought they could have been or should have been in the NCAAs. But if they want recognition and they want all the publicity, it's in their hands now for them to go out and try to beat Kentucky. If they can beat Kentucky, all of America will know the name College of Charleston. John Kress from right out here in New York City has done an amazing job there. Brevin Knight's not 100%. I don't want to take anything away from that win, but he's had a little tendonitis in his knee.
Well, Duke got to the free throw line as often as Indiana tonight. They just didn't capitalize on their opportunities. Indiana really did a sensational job at the strike.
I tell you, you have to really credit, though, Andre Patterson just literally carried this team.
Yes.
He just willed them to win. He played so brilliantly, and it really becomes contagious with everyone else. I just let him go in for the score.
No foul.
I can't sing his praises enough how brilliant he's been here tonight, Joel. Andre Patterson certainly has to get the gold trophy and be the MVP. And if they don't give it to him, I'm going to buy him one, and I will give him one.
It's a lock, partner.
Lock City, USA.
Final minute of play.
That's as sure as me waking up every morning and looking in that mirror and seeing nothing but a ball dome.
Lewis leaving it off, and they still have some time left for the shot clock, but it'll be a foul on Carawell. Indiana's hit their last 7 free throws. I mean, so Indiana will go to 5-0 on the season as Duke will suffer their first loss and fall to 3-1.
And when you look at it and put it in perspective, it's got to be a little funny feeling for Bob Knight when he reflects back with a little memories. He thinks about a Jim Cruz wearing the uniform and playing for him, and he goes out and beats him in a semifinal. He thinks about a guy like Mike Krzyzewski wearing the uniform for him at West Point and running his team and his point guard and the coach against both. How time just goes by, the coaching fraternity, you just end up meeting one another in different roles.
I asked Bob on Tuesday, I emceed the luncheon for the NIT, and asked him first thing, what is the feeling like going up against a former player? Somebody you taught as well as an assistant, Jim Cruz. Said, I don't like it. We talked about it a couple of nights ago. Mike Krzyzewski reiterated that to me this afternoon. I said, I'm surprised you've only met 3 times before. He said, I wish we'd never get together. Don't like facing him.
I'll tell you, Mike really was singing Bob's praises today to us, too, talking about what he had taken from him and what he had learned while he played under him at West Point, putting together a team. Bob talks about, people say, why do you want to hang on now? He said, I still get the thrill of trying to meet a challenge of putting together a team that works as a unit. And he really, really believes that and feels that and is a masterful teacher.
Patterson will finish with a career best 39. The champions of the 1996 Chase NIT, the Indiana Hoosiers.
And the fans are cheering, the Indiana fans. They're going to all go hug each kid, but Andre Patterson certainly is the winner today. What a performance by Andre Patterson. PTP, great working with you, Joel. Great holiday to all you fans for Thanksgiving.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Dick Vitale, I'm Joel Myers. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations to Indiana.